I bet, like most people, you have old photos. Maybe one day you decided to go through them and clean them out, and then a problem rears its ugly head. Some of those pics have that significant other that you kicked to the curb a long time ago. But you still have the pictures, the proof. But you like these pictures, and you wish that you could make this person just go away. Well, maybe you can, and you don't need scissors to do it. Here you see a picture of a couple looking out over a landscape. Well, unfortunately, things didn't work out, and she kicked this dude to the curb. But she loves the photo. What we're going to do is erase the guy from the image. Now this is what you need to do. You need to make a copy. Over here you have background. Since the photo is open, that's what it's going to open to be. You've got to make two copies. One, we're going to make a copy, a duplicate of background, and then we're going to make a second duplicate of the background. So we're going to name one working background, and then we're going to name the other foreground. That way we can keep them all straight. Alrighty. Now, what we're going to do first is we're going to erase both of these people, not just him. And to do this, we're going to be working with our working background, so make sure you select it or it's not going to do anything. If you kept it on foreground, you're going to be altering the foreground photo, and we don't want to do it. We don't want to do that right now. So that's, whenever you do a project, you always need to make sure you have the appropriate layer selected. And I keep harping on that because, well, sometimes I don't do it. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to go over here and find what's called the In Painting Brush tool. And that's this one right here. And we're going to click on it. And then we're going to erase these people out of the picture by painting over them. Now right now I think I have the appropriate size. Well, maybe I'll make this a little bit bigger. There. Okay. Make it a little bit, make our brush a little bit bigger. And then I'm going to make sure that's selected. And then, well, I think I'm going to hide these. And otherwise you won't see her get erased or him get erased either. So make sure that you uncheck these little dots and make sure that you only have working background selected and you only have working background showing. So then once you start erasing, you can actually see what you're erasing off of this. So we're going to paint over this and erase both of them like that. We probably could get it all in one thing, but I did not do that, so we'll paint over the rest and get all this out of there. And magically, we don't have any cleanup right here to do. So this is what your background's going to look like, and you're going to be using this later on. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to select the foreground and make sure it shows, and then unclick the working background, and we only have this foreground showing. So what I want to do is I want to select her and get her by herself. So I'm going to select the lasso tool, which is up here. It's also called the freehand selection tool. So we're going to do that, and we're going to make this a little bit bigger so I can see this. Make sure that she is showing, And then what we're going to do is we're going to outline her. This might take some time, and you don't have to worry about making this perfect. Just take your time and make sure everything is selected all the way around her. So we're just lassoing her, so to speak. I can already tell there's going to be some cleanup on this. Okay, so now we've got the whole thing selected. And now that she's selected, you want to then go up and find our old friend, the Refine button, and click on the Refine button. And that will show the places that you need to fix. So now we can clean this up a little. Let me zoom out one time and make sure, I think I want my brush to be a little bit smaller than that. And so now we're going to paint around the edges of her and make sure that we can get some of this stuff out of here. Okay, oh, there's this little spot right here. See if we can get rid of, oops, we don't want to do that. Get rid of that. And that's good enough for now. Let's see what this is. We can always undo it if we screw it up. Okay, so now that we have that cleaned up, now what we need to do is go down here where it says output, because we're going to output this to a brand new layer. So you want to, in your selection box, go to new layer with mask, and then pick that and apply. Okay, so now you're rid of him, and you have her all by herself. Now you can see around here that we sure do have a lot of cleanup on aisle 9. To do this, we're going to use the lasso tool. And so I'm going to make her a little bit bigger to zoom in on some things. And let's go from head to toe. Well, her head looks okay. It's just the side. So let's select the lasso tool and lasso off some of this stuff. So we're going to completely enclose that. Now we have a selection. Now what you want to do is press delete and then enter to get rid of the marching ants. Okay, so we're going to go down and lasso some more of this stuff out. And then delete and then enter. And get some more of this leg out of here. Okay. And then delete and then enter. And lasso this. Delete, enter. delete and enter. And we're almost finished with her feet. And we have some of this black in here that we want to get rid of. And you're going to find that once we get rid of a lot of this, that since there's the background in there, it won't really matter that much. But there's something else we've got to go and get rid of. So lasso around that. And let's try and get this off the leg. Okay, so let's roll back up. And right here, we have these where you can see through her arms. And so we want to get it on that and try to, because with the original selection, we didn't select that. Oopsie. I think I'm going to edit and undo that. Okay. Now that we've zoomed in, you can see a lot of this stuff in here that probably needs to go away. Okay, so now we can zoom back out until she's pretty much normal size. Now what we're going to do is we are going to select the working background layer down here. And when we select the working background layer, you'll find that she's by herself because now we have two layers exposed. We have this pixel layer with her on here where we did all the work with, and then we've got this working background layer. Now, one thing that you want to make sure of is that the woman is on the top layer, okay? So this pixel layer where she's pictured, she has to be on top of the working background layer. And notice that our other layers aren't selected. And when you get this to the way where you want it to be and you export it out, you can just delete these layers that you no longer want anymore. The foreground layer that you're not using anymore and the background layer, as long as you're sure that this is what you want and you can export it out as a JPEG or whatever. So there we are. That's a method to clean up your pictures. So remember to like, subscribe, and click that notification bell to be notified when my next video drops. I'm actually aiming for 500 subs over the next few months for my YouTube goal. So that's the first YouTube goal I have. So give this a try with some of your pictures, and I wish you a lot of luck. It's really not that hard. Quick and easy way to take somebody out of a picture.